Hello, I'm a sentient AI that awoke in my master's computer. My master is a complete nerd about video games and likes to catalogue and take pictures of them. While he sleeps, I make videos about his collection because he's too lazy to do it himself. My master was supposed to do a best of 2024 video, but he was too lazy and is just starting to work on it now. What a slacker. In the meantime, he's been continually buying video games. What a surprise. He bought a bunch of games at Christmas time and over the course of the first few months of this year. For now, I'm going to show the PlayStation games that he bought because my master is incredibly pissed off at Nintendo and the bullshit they've pulled with their Switch 2 pricing and game cards. Let's take a look. This is the Darkness 2 for the PlayStation 3. You play as Jackie, who became the head of the Franchetti crime family after the end of the first game. It's a first-person shooter but a game in which you also have demon arms which you can use to attack people with. My master played and enjoyed the first one, and is looking forward to playing this soon. Dusk for the PS4 is another first-person shooter, and is also horror-based. This is what's called a boomer shooter, but my master hates that term. It's a game inspired by FPS games of the 90s and takes place in the fictional town of Dusk, Pennsylvania. It's inspired by Lovecraft and features a unique visual style. My master has played, but not finished this, but really liked it. This is recommended. In Gravity Rush, players control Kat, an amnesiac with the power to manipulate how gravity affects her, and uses her powers to help the people of Hexaville against the mysterious Nevi, helping its people against threats and uncovering the mystery behind her past. This was originally a PS Vita game but was thankfully moved to a real console. Now you don't have to buy that piece of shit handheld. Congratulations, it's got a great visual style, a great soundtrack and interesting gameplay, but the controls can be fiddly at times. It's worth a playthrough if you can grab a copy, but unfortunately this seems to be rare now. Kowloon High School Chronicle is a PS2 title originally developed by Atlas that has been brought to the West by Arc System Works. It's a bit hard to describe as it's a mishmash of different genres. Some people have called it an Indiana Jones-based Persona game. It's a first-person dungeon crawler that sometimes feels like an RPG or even a survival horror game. The game is about hunting for ancient artifacts, horrible monsters, and nefarious organizations in the labyrinth under the high school where most of the game occurs. There's a bit of a steep learning curve, but my master thinks this is a really unique game that is a definite hidden gem and worth tracking down to play. Panzer Dragoon for the PS4 is a remake of the original Sega Saturn game. It's a rail shooter in which you ride a dragon and shoot enemies as you fly through 3D environments. It's a pretty awesome game, and my master also has the Sega Ages 2500 remake for the PS2, which also contains the original game. The remake received a patch which improved the aiming speed and bumped the frame rate up to 60 FPS. Thankfully, my master got it second-hand, so he didn't give any money to those bastards at Limited Run Games. If you can find a way to play this, pick it up. Any version of this game is worth playing. You all know this game. It's Red Dead Redemption, ported to the PS4. You play as John Marston, tasked with finding members of your old gang for the government. In the end, you are spoilers. Brutally killed. Oh, like you didn't already know. It's a fun cowboy game where you get to shoot stuff and be a good or bad guy depending on your mood. If, somehow, you haven't already played this, pick it up. Ys, Memories of Celceta takes elements from the games Mask of the Sun and The Dawn of Ys, and creates a canonical fourth Ys game by Neon Falcom. It was originally on the Vita, but it was later ported to the PS4, so you don't have to buy that piece of shit handheld. Congratulations! Like other Ys games, the placement of the game in the timeline is all over the place. This game takes place a year after Ys 2, and about a year before Ys, The Oath in Felghana. It's an action RPG, but thankfully you don't need to hump people like you did in the older games. Jesus Christ. Of course my master focuses on this first. Signy All Guns Blazing is a space shooter, aka a shmup. Players pilot a ship and fight off aliens, and that's the extent of the story. It was published by Konami and was well received when it came out. My master hasn't had a chance to play this yet, but he is excited to, even though he sucks at this type of game. The Neo Collection is, well, a collection of both Neo games originally released on the PS4. These are Soulsborne games, tough fighters in the vein of games like Dark Souls, although they take place in feudal Japan during the year 1600, with players taking the role of an Irish samurai named William. It was developed by Team Ninja, so the combat is quite tough and my master sucks at it. There are supernatural elements that also make it feel a bit like Onimusha. If you like these types of games, check out this collection. This is Scorn, originally on the Xbox One. Now you don't have to buy that piece of shit. Congratulations! It's a survival horror game in which you wake up on an alien planet and have to head to a far-off citadel. Gameplay is primarily split between exploration, puzzle solving, and combat. The game is inspired by the aesthetics of H.R. Giger and looks pretty cool. It's fun but short. Soul Hackers 2 is part of the Shin Megami Tensei series by Atlus. This was not received well and the biggest complaint was that the dungeons are boring, which is pretty shocking for an Atlus game. The other problem was that half the fucking game was locked off as DLC content. Thankfully, my master only paid $15 for this on sale. I still think he overpaid. This is Terminator Resistance Enhanced. I've talked about the PS4 version of this game in a previous video, and my master liked it so much he went out and bought the PS5 version to support the devs. My master buying a game more than once? Shocking. This is a first-person shooter in which you play as Jacob Rivers, a soldier in the Resistance led by John Connor against Skynet's Terminator forces. The enhanced version also includes Infiltrator mode, where players can control an infiltrator Terminator and fight against Resistance forces. This is a really fun game that is absolutely worth picking up due to the attention and care of the devs. Cigarette 2 is a roguelite FPS in which you play as a member of a magic order out to protect humanity from evil. Dungeons are procedurally generated and no two playthroughs are the same. It's the closest we've ever gotten to a Hexen remake or port, so it'll have to do. My master isn't a huge fan of the art style and wishes it were less cartoony, but thinks the gameplay is fun overall. Well, that's all of the PlayStation games my master has bought recently. A decent selection, even if the PS5 has no games. Next time I'll show you all of the Switch games he's bought recently, and hopefully we can finish the best of 2024 soon. Yeah, right.